Information on our upcoming courses and ways to stay spiritually connected by visiting cslDallas.org. We have so much in store for you today. And so let's get it started. Join me in welcoming our CSL Dallas music team.
1, 2, 3. God is all there is. God is all there is in the beginning. God is all there is. God is all there is in the beginning. God. Your mind is divine and the garden of your soul. Then love, faith, and happiness. Witness what unfolds from the beauty of creation. Reflected in your eyes, you see heaven right here on earth and live in paradise. God is all there is. God is all there is in the beginning. God is all there is. God is all there is in the beginning. God. Teacher said that I and the Father are one. We're made in the image and likeness of the one. God is what we are. Let God be what we show. Let's see the God in every face and everywhere we go. God is all there is. God is all there is in the beginning. God is all there is. God is all there is in the beginning. God is all there is. God is all there is in the beginning. God is all there is. God is all there is in the beginning. God.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to CSL Dallas. We're grateful that you are staying spiritually connected with us today via live stream. No matter where you are, we invite you to check in on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share with your friends and family who may be looking for lots of positive, practical spirituality. CSL Dallas is a special place to call your spiritual home because we are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, and all about transforming lives. So let me tell you some things that are going on around here. We want to let you know about some of the updates for CSL Dallas community during the month of August. Sunday celebrations will be live streamed only until further notice. The Gong Meditation on August 21st and the Drum Circle scheduled for September 4th have been canceled. The Welcome Home event on September 5th will be rescheduled. Rooms are still available to rent or reserve with certain restrictions. Contact Brianna at cslDallas.org. The Core Council, along with our leadership teams, are closely monitoring and following the recommendations by the Dallas County city people. And for classes, we have spiritual economics coming up. Prosperity is your birthright. If you want to heal your relationship with money, create a healthy financial life for yourself, or build on the abundance that you already have, then spiritual economics, how to live an abundance life, is for you. This class will be led by Reverend Karen and will give you really powerful tools to bring forth the financial abundance that you are seeking. As we focus on abundance, it's the perfect time to lift our voices with our next song, Flow Through Me.
1, 2. Flow through me as I open up to see an expression of your unfailing peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfailing love.
invite you to go within to that innermost point where Spirit flows through each and every one of us. That peace of Spirit, that love of Spirit, that place where we know we are one with Spirit, that unique expression showing up in this world, connecting with each other, bringing forth that creative expression, that individual, unique expression of Spirit as love, as peace, as beauty, as wholeness. And just ground yourself in that knowing of that which is of Spirit within each and every one of us, right here, right now. And so as we come together today, I bless this time, and I bless this space, and I affirm it together by saying, and so it is.
is perfectly expressing as the CSL Dallas music team, Matt and Jonathan and Kirby, our music director, and our guest pianist today, Kai, and of course, Lainey Bernstein. So I know if you enjoyed that music that you are feeling blessed by the One Life expressing as music here at CSL Dallas. We have the most amazing music team, and it really comes to mind for me when I think about what we're talking about today, how music is such a great example. It connects us inseparably to all of life, the vibration of the music, the beauty of the sound, the using our voice, right? It connects us. So our theme this month, the entire month, is inseparable connection. What is our connection with individuals? What is our connection that is inseparable between each one of us and that which created us? And today we are focusing on oneness, not sameness. So we've talked about oneness and that quality or that concept that each one of us are one with the divine, with the creator, with infinite intelligence. And because of that, all of us are connected. So we've talked about being connected in terms of seeing the seed of God in each other person and recognizing it with namaste. We've talked about it in the context of seeing how we're each connected inseparably and recognizing that interdependence is Ubuntu. We talked about it as when we really recognize each person individually and we know the truth of who they are, that we can greet them with sawubona. And when people greet us with sawubona or the spirit of sawubona, we get to step into that and show up with a verbal or in the way we live our lives, saying or being Sakona. Sakona, I choose to be authentic. I commit to giving you the best of who I am and who my ancestors have created me to be. And so today we build on that. We don't just bring it together, we build on that because each one of us is unique. Each one of us is an individual. But sometimes we confuse oneness, our oneness with the Creator, our oneness as part of the whole of humanity, with thinking we're supposed to all be the same. But we're not. We've each been designed differently, distinctively. If you were in the Science of Mind class this morning, or go back and listen to the recording, we talked especially about that. Every person is an individualized expression of divinity in human form. We even had a good time laughing a little bit as Connie introduced the word weird into the conversation. And yeah, all of us are just a little weird in our own ways. But we can turn to nature and recognize that just like in any species, in any category of life, there is oneness, but we don't even expect sameness. But in humanity, for some reason, we think that people are supposed to be just like us because, you know, we're so good the way we are. So we're going to turn to nature a little bit for a little bit of our time together today and recognize or look at or explore this idea that there is oneness, but it doesn't mean or require sameness. For example, notice the roses. The roses are all roses, They even are similar in color and size and shape. And in that sense, they represent the allness of roses. They're all the same. But are they? No. Each one is a little different. The coloring is a little different. Each one has a different number of leaves, a different number of thorns. I need to be careful. These roses have thorns. And even if they did seem all the same, as if they looked all the same, I would be able to show you in some detail that, you know, this one over here, it's like, yeah, I don't know, this petal is a little messed up. You know, maybe I would take it off because it doesn't look really pretty. It's all miscolored, and part of it looks like it might be dying. But do I hate roses because the one petal on the one rose is not looking to what my human brain thinks of as perfect? Of course not. Does that make me say, oh, well, I'm just not gonna like roses anymore because that rose doesn't look like this rose? Of course not. We don't expect all the roses to be the same, even though we accept and we know without any doubt whatsoever that they are one. They are one thing. They are one tribe. But roses are part of another tribe that they are in oneness with. So, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. Because I have examples of lots of items that would fit in the category of flowers. Roses are a part of the category of flowers, just like each one of us is part of a category called humans. And so if I were to put this particular species of daisies into the vase, oh no, we can't mix roses and daisies, can we? What is Tracy thinking about? But the reality is they look different, but they are all a part of the one thing, the same thing. And what about, I don't know, does anybody like what used to be my favorite flower, a bird of paradise? A bird of paradise needs different sun, different amounts of water, different climate than the roses I started with. Yet, in the context of oneness, they are not all the same. I mean, so you get where I'm going with this, right? So I don't even know what this tropical flower is. Maybe some of you do, and if you do and you're on Facebook Live, put it in the chat. Like, what is it that this particular flower needs? All I know is that it is tropical and it is a flower, and in that sense, when I am today thinking about the oneness and what it is and how it works, I am really clear that oneness is not sameness. And even in the category of tropical plants, they're not all the same. So I can add sunflowers, I can add ferns, I can add leaves, I can add my favorite, the Gerber daisy, and guess what? In my opinion, now this arrangement I might play with it a little bit, but I kind of like the variety here. What about you? Do you tend to like the variety of humanity, or do you tend to stay away from it? Do you protect yourself and try to only be with people who are like you? Or do you like the fact that the hydrangea looks so very different and has a different experience. And so you put it right up front and reach out to it in your own life, to have a little hydrangea in your life, along with the sunflower, along with the roses. All of this is just a reminder for us that just like God created flowers in all shapes and sizes, needing different amounts of water, different types of soil, different amounts of sun, God created humanity the same way. And if you don't believe me yet, recognize that it's not only true with flowers, it's true with trees. It's true with all species of life. And think about it. An infinite mind, infinite, it has no limit. An infinite mind would necessarily, it would have to conceive of an infinite variety of ideas, an infinite variety of forms. Hence, the world of multiplicity, or many things, which is all multiplicity means. But the word and the world of multiplicity does not contradict the world or the word of unity. There are many lives that actually come together to make up the one life. So whether it's flowers from the garden, or whether it is trees in the forest, or whether it is birds in the sky, or coral in the ocean. Every species you look at represents oneness, but reminds us that oneness does not mean sameness. In the Bible, there is a quote that says, there's a scripture that says, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. One creator that has created all, that is overseeing all, that is experiencing life through all. It is in all. It is all of me. It is all of you. It is all of the music that is created in the world. It is in every bass. It is in every piano. It is in every guitar. It is in every drum or every percussion instrument. There is an infinite way for spirit to express. And I invite our music team to demonstrate that in the music, just as you have seen it in the flowers this morning. encore. I want more. I'm serious. I want more. I want more. Come on, more. Really, I'm serious. Yes, keep going. Keep going. Same thing. Keep going. Just play it again. Play more? Just play more of the same song. Come on, I need just a little bit more. And Jonathan, Kai, and Kirby. Thank you. Oh my goodness, are you giving it up for the music team at CSL Dallas, the band? Yes, and yes. Thank you. This is what Oneness Not Sameness is all about, that each one of us gets to show up uniquely in the world as we are. And even though we may be similar to other people, we are each unique. We come from the same source. The idea of music and the sound vibration has one idea. It is one thing, but when Matt gets on the drums, he makes it unique. When Jonathan is on the bass, he makes sounds come out of that instrument that no one else can make. When Kirby puts in those licks on the guitar, we hear something that we would not have heard 6 weeks ago or 8 weeks ago before he was our music director. And Kai just goes with the flow and creates music using the keyboards that tells a story, makes us feel a certain way. There is oneness in the song. There is oneness in the result. There is oneness in the beginning, but there is not sameness. We wouldn't have that result. Now, when I think about this oneness, not sameness, before I go there, just a side note, yeah, Kirby, just get used to it. Like, when the music gets good, and it's always good, but when it's like hits that right spot on that particular day, yeah, Petra, Karen, Tracy, it is not unusual. Oh, no, keep going. Like, Lainey, keep singing. Oh, sing that chorus again. Yeah, always be ready for that. So this idea of oneness, not sameness, I'm also reminded when I think about nature of how, yes, we all come from the same source, but we really are each one unique. If you've ever seen aspen trees, you have seen what looks like a forest or grove of trees, and often they're lined up, one right after the other, for long, long rows, and they grow tall and straight, and they are so impressive. It is a sight to see in any season. And they seem to tower over us, and we look around. The first time I saw photographs even of an aspen grove, I remember thinking, oh, what beautiful trees. Oh, how beautiful they are. And look how much in alignment they are. They just naturally grow that way. And it was many, many years before I realized that all of the aspen trees, to my eye, were really all from one root system. That in some ways, when you think about it, it's one tree that comes up from underneath the ground, looking individualized, looking unique, but there's only one thing happening in the invisible underground. And each aspen tree really, or each aspen is unique. And when you get to see them close up, you get to see the detail. All of the markings are not exactly the same. All of the spacing of the markings is different. Yet, every one is an aspen. There is oneness in the root system, in the source, in the soil. But as they come up and express themselves individually, there's oneness, but not sameness. When have you experienced that in your life? That there is oneness, but not sameness? I experienced that in my life in so many ways. I experienced that in my life when I think about just being a woman in the world, right? There is a connection, an inseparable connection in the experience that I have with other people who identify themselves as women. And some of that is a reflection of societal norms or expectations. Some of it is genetic. Some of it is in the DNA. But there is a commonality that exists because of how I identify myself. There are common experiences that I share with other people who identify as women. But there's oneness, not sameness. Because women who are raising or have raised children have a different experience than I have had, because I've never raised a child. I've never birthed a child. I've never raised a child. Women who live in different countries have a different experience because their local cultural norms are also at play. They may speak a different language than I speak. They may eat foods that I don't eat or even know about. Oneness in the identity of being a woman, but not sameness. I bet you can think of dozens of ways that plays out in your life. Some of you know that I am a roller skater, and the same thing applies. Roller skaters all over the world have a oneness. There's a commonality. We love rolling. We love feeling the air move around us. We love seeing and experiencing what our bodies can do, and how you learned. Like, there's a common story about when did you learn to skate backwards, and how many times did you fall, and can you turn this way, and can you turn that way. And we have common stories and experiences and common lessons that we've learned along the way, but that oneness that is a representation of the essence of a thing or an activity called roller skating is the essence. But the differentiation of the experience reminds us that there is not sameness. There's oneness, not sameness. So if you're watching us online, if you are participating in this celebration of oneness, not sameness through technology, I encourage you, put in the chat, where do you know oneness is not sameness? And what parts of your life, what identity group are you in that, oh yeah, there's oneness, but there's not sameness? Even maybe as simple as in your own biological family. There's oneness, you're connected by a physical or genetic DNA. But if your family is anything like mine, I have 2 sisters. I live in Texas, one lives in Philadelphia, one lives in Los Angeles, and we are very physically distant from one another in where we live, and our personalities, our professions, our family scenarios are just as different as Philadelphia is to Texas and as Texas is to California. And we're not distant in terms of, we're close, we communicate, we're friends and sisters. But there is no one who knows us who would say there is sameness. There's oneness, but not sameness. So why does this matter? Why does this matter, and why are we spending this entire month talking about inseparable connections? This is really important because so often we forget that we have been created to have a specific experience in our human form. But all of us have been created from a spirituality, a wholeness that is seeking to express life in each of us, through each of us, as each of us. If we forget and we begin to think that every sunflower is supposed to be like every other sunflower, or it's not really a sunflower, then we miss the beauty of the sunflower that's this tall or this tall. We miss the uniqueness and the beauty that it brings us. We miss the uniqueness of God expressing as the orangish rose compared to the red rose. We miss the beauty in the constellation when we look at the stars at night, recognizing that every star is unique and serves a purpose. We miss the opportunity to really see the beauty and experience the joy of spirit expressing in all the ways it can express when we have the false belief that oneness means sameness. Here at CSL Dallas, our purpose, as we say every day, and you heard it or read it with us or recited it with Michael this morning, right? We are radically inclusive. spiritually progressive, and we are all about transforming lives. I don't believe you can be radically inclusive if you think oneness is sameness. I don't believe you can be spiritually progressive in how you engage with the world if you think that everything and everyone that God ever created is just like me, right? Just like yourself. You can't be progressive and see all of God in everything you see and every place you go if you yourself are your only reference. And we absolutely, as a community, cannot be spiritually progressive if we don't imagine and open ourselves to the brilliance and the genius of every person who sits in every chair, whether it is every chair in this sanctuary in this moment or every chair in every home or hotel or apartment or condo that you are sitting in right this moment. Each one of us is God expressing. And the third element of our purpose, transforming lives. We are not about transforming lives because we think you're broken. We are not about transforming lives because, you need to be better. Like Lainey sang last week, I'm going to make you popular. I can tell you how to do that. We are about transforming lives so that they represent the wholeness and the beauty and the power and the presence of the divine in their own special, unique way, and that no matter how someone is represented right here and now, that Tracy can still transform her life even more, ascend to a higher consciousness, and do more with her life than she did last week, last month, or 15 years ago. That is what we are about. And in order to do that, it is imperative that we remember that oneness, that spark of life which holds us all together, which makes us similar, which makes us have a shared source, is not sameness. Maya Angelou said, while I know myself as a creation of God, I am also obligated to realize and remember that everyone else and everything else is also a creation of God. So oneness is not sameness. Each one of us is an individual creation of God. Let us go forward this week remembering that I am, you are, we all are one, but we are not the same. Please join me in anchoring this in prayer. There is only one life. That one life is God. The lyrics of the song we sang earlier this morning reminds us of that. There is only one life. That life is God's life. God's life is perfect. And God's life is my life now. That one life, that life is perfect. That life is my life now because God is living in, as, and through me. This is the truth of life itself. And that one source is the source of all. And in the infinite mind of God, what I know is that while I can never be separated from it, I am a unique expression of it. And everyone else I come into contact with is a unique expression of it as well, just like every flower I see, whether it is in nature or in the store or from a floral shop, every flower is unique. Every tree is unique. It has a unique number of leaves. I know and I remember and recall every fish in the ocean or the sea, every bird that flies through the air, or every animal that walks on land is unique. There is oneness, but not sameness. And this is beautiful and good. This is God expressing, and for that I am so grateful. So grateful. So grateful. So grateful. And so I release this truth to be my truth and to be the truth of all within the sound of my voice. I celebrate the oneness, and I celebrate the diversity that is within that oneness. Breathe with me now. Take a breath. And release and surrender into it fully and completely. Let it be, let it be. Amen. Aho. Ashe. And so it is.
We've got a powerful lineup for you. We're about transforming lives, and we've got a lot of classes. But before I tell you about all the classes that we have, I want to remind you that you can donate and give to CSL Dallas in several different ways. You can contribute by text at 972-954-4404, or you can go to csldallas.org/give, or you can donate through facebook.com. Now let me tell you about some of the classes that we have. As we develop self-awareness and spiritual practice, we are able to consciously embrace personal growth and make empowered choices. In Keys to Expanding Consciousness, discover the hidden underlying factors influencing your thoughts and behaviors. Learn new practices that will allow you to create ways to live consciously. The class is on September 26th. Register today. Prosperity is your birthright. If you want to heal your relationships with money, create a healthy financial life for yourself, or build on the abundance that you already have, then Spiritual Economics, How to Live an Abundant Life, is for you. This class will be led by Reverend Karen and will give you really powerful tools to bring forth the financial abundance that you are seeking. There is so much good coming through CSL Dallas, including affirmative prayer, and you can get your affirmative prayer on right now if you just go, well, you can do it online. You can have a private one-on-one session on Zoom, and the link is right there on the chat feed. It's been a great day, and hopefully you, like me, have enjoyed Dr. Tracy. She is always a great speaker, and we always enjoy hearing her. And we're going to close out singing our celebration and singing, hey, Love Can Move the World.